Welcome to this newly revived podcast. It's going to be episode one. And I just want to put a disclaimer right in front of this podcast, this first episode, to say I'm very sorry about the audio processing that I did for this one. I think I pretty much butchered it, and I forgot to save the original raw file for this podcast. I usually do have a raw file, but I seem to saved the original file, the processed file over the original file. So any mistake I did later on for the audio processing couldn't be reversed. So if you ever critical with those kinds of stuff, if you ever hear it, if you ever can tell the difference of what is a good recording and a bad recording, I'm very sorry. I'll try and do better next time. Maybe wait for the next episode. Like my dog is very excited for the second episode. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this first episode. The next episode is gonna be right after this, probably in a day or two. Okay, we're actually recording now. Yeah, so it's been a long time coming, John. It's been
How long is it? 2 years?
Let me check.
3 years? I think.
We still don't know what to actually call this podcast. If it's gonna be the Fox and the Fish podcast, but
yeah,
like there's gonna be a likely difference.
When did Pink Diamond get released? That's when and so that was our last.
You know, if I search it on YouTube, it's like the first
Pink
thing
Diamond
to show up. Okay,
that was so long ago. 2018.
That was July 14, 2018.
Yeah, so that's almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. Oh my god! Can't believe it. Can't believe 2018 was almost 3 years ago. What the fuck?
I've been avoiding this for 3 years now.
Yeah, I've been bugging you about this podcast.
Yeah, I think I'm more confident now.
I think so. I think because, like when it comes to like actual recording and like speaking in the English, I think I'm a lot more comfortable now when I'm actually speaking for a podcast. Maybe I stutter here and there, but I don't know. The environment's a lot better now.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable. Maybe because of lockdown. We've been just too isolated that we just have to we have the urge to communicate with each other more.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, because like ever since like around like start of the pandemic, I guess I've been mostly just like online on Discord, being on calls with people. That definitely helped like train how I actually speak in English, I guess.
Actually, I think I'm less active in social media recently. Well, relatively less active. Like I'm mostly active in Facebook, but I don't post as much anymore, or I don't engage as much anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just kind of getting bored of it, or maybe I'm just too busy now.
I mean, I think in a way that's kind of a good thing, because like social media definitely like messes up with your mind.
Yeah.
Because like here's the thing about social media. For me at least, being in social media is like a job for me, especially on Twitter. Like because like this is a place where I actually get like money from like commissions and actually knowing people. I guess you're more or less relying on it because you actually have like a degree to fall back to. I still haven't actually finished college. Oh my god. I need to actually start searching for it this year, but we'll talk about that later.
I'm scared of the corporate world and the industry because you need a degree, but it's also like I feel like I can't attain the requirements for for jobs. Like I feel like a degree is good, but I feel like it's not enough. You know.
Mm, I guess it depends on the people you
Mm-hmm.
meet in the industry, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And that it really scared me when I was job hunting that the degree is what what sells yourself as an employee, and that the standards for hiring is just so high.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt overwhelmed, like, oh no, what am I gonna do?
Is it
What if
really
I don't get a
like
job?
the standards of like hiring people? Like, have you seen like
Yeah, they put out requirements, like required levels, I think, or required skills.
yeah.
Most of the time has to be a college graduate, and
Have like a 5-year experience. Yeah.
yeah, something like that. 3-year experience,
It
5
says
year
like
experience.
newly grads accepted.
That's-
5 years
not-
experience.
That's not entry level at all.
Yeah. What is an
Like-
entry level job for like
I don't know.
the course you took?
I was supposed to take graphics design. Oh wait, no, the job I was in before. I'm not there anymore, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was supposed to take a graphics design, but I ended up being an illustrator because apparently they needed one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was okay,
Hmm.
okay job. And stuff happened and I'm not there anymore, and now I'm relying on commissions.
I mean, commissions are one thing about commissions, especially here in the Philippines. It's
Mhm.
actually my next topic on my list. It's actually going like Twitter commissions.
Oh, you had really deep topics. What I put on my list, like whales.
No, yeah,
and
that's like I have like topics like Twitter commissions, motivations. Okay, who's your favorite artist right now? We'll talk about that later.
The ones in my list is whales, Xerox. Like I want to talk about the word Xerox, and Valheim,
Yeah.
D&D.
D&D is part of my
yeah,
D&D. Like that's like my first one.
Yeah.
D&D.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but
okay.
in the first two in my list is whales and Xerox, and we'll get to those later.
Okay, going back to like commissions. One thing about living in the Philippines, especially if you have clients from like other countries, since like our economy is like compared to those big countries, there's first world countries, our economy is like really low. So anything they pay us is like gonna be really big. Even like if it's like a $20 commission, it's like that's already 1,000 pesos. You can buy a lot of stuff for like 1,000 pesos.
Yeah. It is. It's just because art is really a luxury goods, and it should be treated as such. I got that from like a video about commissioning, and that stuck with me. And it's true. Art is a luxury good. No one really needs art. Well, only people who want art will get art, and that's a niche we have to fill. That's basically business and economics 101. There's a niche that's needing. There's someone wants something, and you can do that something, or you can make that something, and you have to sell that something. So we fill the niche of more higher class demographic, though. Yeah, sometimes the pay isn't as high as we'd expect, but it's that's also due to many factors, like what kind of art you do. Is it specific, is it broad? Well, yeah, generally speaking, those who want art can get their art, and they'd be happy to pay for it, and I'm very thankful for those kind of people.
It also like depends on like how people value your art and how you value your own art. Because like I didn't actually start commissions because I wanted to. I just like kind of started commissions because people want me to. Like they're asking if I do like commissions. I keep like saying no. That was like 2017, 2016. and I wasn't very
Ooh.
confident in my art then, especially 2017. It's like I kind of hit a low. 2017, 2018, 2019. There was like a dip in like any art progression. So I wasn't happy back then when it comes to like my art, but people still wanted to commission me. Um, that was one thing that was like definitely an experience for me. Or
That's
like
pretty. That's pretty nice.
it, and the more I like ask people like how what's their experiences with like commissions, I see like it's kind of different. Like some people do commissions because like they actually need it. Before I wanted to do it because like people want me to do it. Now I can just do it because I need to do it because I need some money. Once you get older and you're like don't have much expendable income, if that's that the right term?
You get more responsibilities.
Yeah. Hey, but like, because like I got older, I need to pay more bills. I need to help with like
That's
the rent,
true.
like pay some food. Because back then, when I was like starting doing commissions, it's just like still in school, allowance. Like now, it's just like the older you get, the more you need to be independent and like find a job for yourself, find your own ways to get some income.
Find your ways to survive.
But right now, my standing in 2021 when it comes to my art, I think it's in a point where I am proud enough to like charge the amount that I do, and people still value it that much.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That, you got commissions because you already have an audience.
Yeah. It took
a
really long years.
Yeah.
I started with Tumblr, and Tumblr died, so I switched to Twitter, which I started from scratch. Took like started from 2016 to 2021. That's like 5 years to get like 2,000 followers. 2,500 now. Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I can't rely on followers for commissions because my followers is not that great. I mean, not that great in numbers. It's not that high, and I don't engage as much as I should. And I should engage, and I should expand my following so I can get more commissions. But usually, I just look for people who want art. Like I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. Hey, you want something? I can do that something, and
like a code. I'm doing commissions right now. Just pick on my code.
Hey,
which one?
step right up. I am an artist. You want an art? I can do your art for you. Just pay me this, and this, and you'll have your art faster than you can stay. Something like that. Like a salesman, snake oil salesman, but for art. But no, I usually last year, 2020, I got my art commissions from fan fiction authors who are looking for cover art. You know, like what I said, people want something, I can give that something, and bing bang boom, money is goods are exchanged.
Money.
Yeah,
as Mr. Krabs
business.
says.
That's business 101.
Yeah.
But right now, I should advertise more. I should, but it's like currently I don't know. I don't feel like it yet. It's like I worked so hard last month. Like I think I'm taking it easy at the moment, and then when I need to, I'll just go back and advertise myself. Hopefully, they're still there, and hopefully I can get more commissions for Live 2D.
Yeah,
because that's a really good meaty commission. And actually, even in terms of like enjoying what I do, I think because what I've noticed that recently when I do illustration commissions, I dislike doing illustrations. The more I do illustration commissions, like any job, once you do it long enough, you get sick of it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of scared of that because I want to love drawing again. But then, when I did the live 2D commissions, I'm not technically illustrating anymore. When I'm rigging, it makes me like drawing again because I rarely do it. Like the less you do, the more you like it. And the more you do, the less you like it. And then it's like, hey, I want to do something that isn't really what I like to do. So I could love what I like to do. I don't want to lose that fire.
I can relate to that. It's like, especially right now, like, I have a lot in my queue on my commissions.
Yeah.
Like, after this one, I need to finish another one. I have like, I guess 8 more to finish.
Yeah.
And like, the more, I think at some point I need to take a break from commissions and just like draw what I want to draw. It's like,
it starts to feel like work.
I don't want people to wait too long for my commissions, but like, even though I say that, it still takes me so long to actually finish them. Because I'm too like, I have a bad habit of like taking too long on a sketch. Because I can do like
the sketch phase. That's what.
Even though a sketch is supposed to be like something rough, that doesn't need to have like all the details. Because like it's not gonna be the one who is in like the final image. What's important is gonna be the line art and like the coloring, the shading. These sketches.
That's the paradox. That's the paradox of the sketch. It's on one hand, it's not important. It doesn't have to be too many details.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's the skeleton of your art. You need to. If you nailed the sketch, you nailed the entire art.
Yeah.
And it's a juggling act. You have to be quick, but it has to be solid.
That's the thing I can juggle. Quick.
Yeah. You can never expect it.
It's something I need to kind of work on.
Yeah, me too.
I have like I seen this like person who had like he was offering like $20 commissions, and he got like 150, like a YCH commission. I mean, the art is cute. Like
150.
150 apparently. I heard from a friend he got like 150 commissions. 150 $20 commissions.
Oh, how many is that? That's 3,000. Oh, yeah. That's amazing. That's huge.
Yeah.
But can he finish it?
He's like finishing like, I guess, a lot like in a day.
Oh man, I kind of feel bad for him.
He
It's a lot.
He wouldn't like if it got too much for him. He wouldn't accept it.
Okay. But I can't imagine doing 150.
Yeah, I can't even do 10. Imagine doing 150. I had like chibi commissions. I got like it's like 8 people that got into that. Took me like a month to finish all of them.
At most I can do 8 a month. 8 illustrations a month. I can't imagine 150. That would take me more than a year to finish all of it.
I don't know how true that statement is, but like that's what I heard. 150. What? Damn. Oh. I mean, it makes sense. They were cheap. $20 is relatively cheap.
I feel tired just imagining it.
Yeah, the art is really cute. It's also shaded, so it's gonna be
shaded
worth the money.
As well.
Like, let me just show you like
for $20. I think you should have priced it more. You know, get in that equilibrium of time and money for $20, and just cut it down to $75.
Maybe
but
next time he opens it,
$40.
Yeah, just had it like open and like closed it within like a certain date.
Oh, dude!
So anything that comes before that date is like the same price.
Pretty good.
It's closed now. Yeah, that's $20.
That's $20. Oh yeah, yeah. If you have supply and demand, the laws of supply and demand. The more people want it, the more you should price.
Yeah, that's my I added that logic on my commissions. Like
yeah.
I think I don't know right now though, but like back then it's like I know people do want to commission me. Like now it's kind of I'm
Gotta
kind
do
of
something
in a weird
new.
place right now when it comes to commission. I don't know what my standing is in terms of like if people want my art or if people kind
Mhm.
of are sick of it. I don't know.
Mm.
We'll see.
I'm always terrified of being left behind in terms of what's popular and what art I should make and what in turn how I'll make money or how I'll pay my bills with what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd want to do different things. Like from last year I did illustration commissions. This year I want to do live 2D commissions because apparently I have 3 years worth of license left and I have to make the most of it.
Yeah, you probably can. The more you
I
grow
wish.
your audience, the more you
Yeah.
probably can.
But then at the same time, oh man, there's like lots of VTubers. They're already getting their avatars. Oh, how will I get more commissions now?
Yeah.
Then I'm always thinking about what's the new thing tomorrow or next month. Maybe I can ride that wave too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always scared of being left out of the loop in terms of in terms of income because
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm scared of my future as an artist.
To be honest, the same. It's the same for me.
Yeah.
The one thing about commissions is like, wait, I lost my thought.
One thing about commissions.
Yeah,
What is it about commissions? Right.
This happens
Is-
so
is-
constantly to me. I don't know why, but I keep losing the thought. Something
Or is
about
this a good time to segue to a new topic? Xerox. Want to talk about Xerox? Because I have something.
what
I
about
kind of
Xerox?
been thinking about Xerox. I don't know. Something bugs me about the word Xerox. It's like the only word in the English. Is it even in the English dictionary or in any dictionary? In the cultural lexicon,
Yeah.
it's the only word that starts and begins with an X.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something like how people use Xerox instead of saying photocopy. Can you please Xerox
Yeah.
this? Can you please photocopy
Yeah.
this?
I know that as well, but that's not what I've already. Yeah, that conundrum has already passed me. I'm now in a different level of problem.
Yeah. I mean,
This
here's
is a
the,
deeper problem.
here's
Why
the
is it-
thing about like Xerox. Like, it wasn't supposed to be like a word, a verb. It was
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
a name.
It's just it got popular
yeah. It
and
was
people use it.
because for names for like what you call this. I think that's a lot more common with like what you call this proper names.
Hmm.
But like for like verbs and stuff like that, normal words, I don't think that's common. It's common, I guess.
It's a natural progression of language.
Yeah.
Like we use the term PayPal me now and
Google this.
YouTubing, Google this, yeah, whatever is popular that will become a new word.
Yeah.
And that's just how life works. And that's how words are. All words are made up.
Actually-
The word photocopy is just the jumble of copying and photo.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of like a video I watched recently about like, exactly that topic of like how people use like some words were like it wasn't like the right way to say it, but it became like the right way to say it. The more like people say it,
The more people use it,
Yeah.
the less the intent of the word becomes, or the pronunciation at least.
that's big. That it becomes like the more you say it, the more that it becomes like the true word for it to describe it.
What's a modern example for that? I know there's lots. There's
there's a
lots of
lot.
words that I like that.
I just can't think of them. It's like
Yeah, because we never think of them. That's the point.
yeah.
That's the idea.
It's
But
hard
going-
to think about things on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But going back to Xerox, like that's such I don't know. It's something about that word. Something about a word that starts and ends with the letter X, and no other word is like that. It's like, what are the
Really?
odds of that word coming into existence? What are the odds of having a word that starts with an X, at least? More so, a word that starts and ends with an X. Even like a word that starts with an X and a word that ends with an X, the rarity of those words are already so little. But we
Yeah.
have the word Xerox. As that rarity doubles. It's like the how did that what turn of events uh what's the word I'm looking for? What turn of events happened that brought to the creation of such a word?
That's
X
true.
and X Xerox. Xerox. And that's been bugging me today for the entire day. Like what's
Hmm. Maybe in like different I guess not cultures, like countries. Some
Mhm.
like some letters are used more than others. In English, yeah, the letter X isn't like used a
Yeah,
lot.
it's
I
not
mean,
used a lot.
but maybe in other countries it is. I don't know. I mean,
Countries
I'm
such
not I'm not a
as
linguist to actually know.
yeah, neither am I. It's just something interesting to think about. It's like the gacha of words. And we had Xerox.
Xerox. I mean, it's an interesting word. That's why it kind
Yeah.
of stick.
Yeah. What does Xerox even mean? Who made that word? Who approved the word and thought of photocopy? Xerox, that's the new word. We'll use that word for a
Xerox
photocopy machine.
machine.
Yeah.
Xerox.
Zero, but zero isn't an X, it's a Z.
Xerox.
Zex.
Apparently it's an American company from New
Yeah?
York. Xerox Holding
it-
Corporation.
Does it mean anything? Is it like
Mm,
what's that called? Like each letter represents a word.
Nope.
I forgot what it's called. No, it's not. That's such a weird word. Who came up with it?
I don't know.
Why did it become the only word that I know that starts and ends with an X?
Maybe there was like sounds like a cool gamer name. I'm named Xerox.
Xerox. Subscribe, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Xerox. We're playing Fortnite right now.
I'm playing Fortnite right now.
playing
I'm in
Valheim.
Xerox.
A's X Gang or Zero Team Xerox.
Maybe there's some history to it, but I'm too lazy to actually
Maybe.
search it.
Yeah, neither am I. I'm just lying down in my chair, reclined, treating this as a therapy session while I talk about Xerox and how it bugs me and how that's the problem.
Okay,
That's the main
John.
problem of my life. Yes,
Okay, John. So,
Xerox.
what seems to be bothering you today?
The word Xerox. Why is it the only word that begins and ends with the letter X? And why is X the rarest letter to be the start of a word and the end of a word? How many words are there that starts with an X and ends with an X? More so, both.
It's all right, John. The word Xerox isn't gonna hurt you. Just calm down. Calm
It
down.
will.
John. Breathe
It does
in.
hurt.
Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Words. They don't make sense sometimes.
Words. Yeah. Words are just words.
You're
Words
just
can't hurt
wickety wacky wackety words.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but Xerox will forever bug me.
I'm still stuck on like the commission thing. What was I gonna say?
I don't know, man.
I
Something.
don't know if like it's maybe it's the cause of like I'm trying to think of like before the pandemic and like during the pandemic if like my short-term memories like gotten worse. Especially I think like I noticed a lot this like especially the lockdown since I've been in my house for months. don't go out at all. I only go out when
Yeah.
like I need to do chores. I like I've been to like
Same.
I've only been to like a mall for like twice in the whole
I've
span of
never
like a year now.
I've never been to a mall since last year. Actually, since 2019.
Yeah.
Never stepped foot in a mall.
Okay, really?
Yeah. Yeah, 2019 was the last time.
I mean,
I-
I worked at the mall, so before the pandemic
Alright, that
started,
makes,
so
yeah, makes
I was
sense.
constantly at the mall. Okay, I think I remember now what I was gonna say about commissions, like about the future. Like, I'm scared of like what's gonna if I have a future in doing commissions still, because like all of the things I'm paying right now are like monthly, and like I'm scared if I like at some point it's gonna stop like that.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like commissions, it's not a consistent income. Well, depends on
Yeah.
you. Depends on your workflow. If you're a consistent person and like can do things relatively in order, you can probably keep it consistent. But if you're like me, who's like most of the time mentally unstable, like isn't consistent at all, like have like a bad like work ethic, it's kind of hard to like tell if I still have a future on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
scary.
something I can work on, but like I don't know. I think the more that I do it, the more anxiety I get, I guess, about the future.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty scary. Like commissions, will you still be doing it in 10 years? Can you do it for 10 years?
I don't think so.
Yeah, neither do I.
That's the thing. In 10 years, I don't think the horse fandom's gonna be around. Maybe some are still gonna
Maybe.
be around, but it's not gonna be as big as
There'll always
today.
be a legacy. Yeah, this heyday, pun intended.
mean,
but
there's-
its heyday is long gone.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be a new generation coming from G5, but like I don't think
Yeah.
it's gonna last as long as like G4. So either the next step is like try and do some human commissions, or like go to a
Yeah.
different fandom, like the furry fandom, which is like most people, most artists, and like the pony fandom do, just like go to.
It's a natural
furries.
progression.
It's a natural progression.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap. Those two fandoms.
I mean, they're animals.
Yeah, the furry fandom has been thriving for years now. That
Yeah.
won't go away anytime soon.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen like documentaries about furries? There's like a
Yeah,
really good one.
I watched that. Yeah,
Like there's actually history
the one
to it.
you shared. Yeah, you shared it to me. Yeah, I watched that. Pretty interesting.
Like I love
How
how
it's been
since
going on
ever,
for
ever since from the start, it's like always
Yeah.
been supportive of like the LGBTQ community. Especially,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so interesting, and a lot of people throw shade on the furry community, and I'm not in the community at all. I know
Yeah.
nothing about it, but I can recognize that the furry community is and will always be an art movement, a legitimate art movement in its purest, in the purest form of a word.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that like in the most literal sense? I mean, it's a movement of artists and people who love the art,
Yeah.
and that keeps the movement going.
People just love animals. Yes.
It's not as elitist as other art movements. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you know that like the person who actually runs the furry convention here in the Philippines actually owns his own island. He just bought his own island recently. One thing about furries that scares me, but like fascinates me as well, a lot of furries are fucking rich, really rich.
yeah.
That's why you can.
That's-
That's why you can see people like buying like commissions for like $1,000.
The rich define the art of this of the era.
Like I know there are lawyer furries, there are doctor furries, there are like probably them teacher furries. And furries are everywhere.
Hmm. I still don't understand it, and I don't think I will. But I can recognize that it's there. For me, I don't know the appeal because I'm not part of it. But what is the general appeal that made it so popular? It's
It's
not like it's part of a show like a fandom. It's different than
It
that.
actually transcends that. So, because like,
Yeah, it transcends fandoms.
well, what's good about it? It's like there's no show. If the show ends,
Mhm.
the movie ends, they're
Yeah.
still gonna be alive.
Not even
It's like
not even Disney. It's not any
yeah.
recent show that that I know of.
It's
It's just
mostly just like it's like basically like a convoluted spirit animal.
mm,
Like people have their own spirit animals. They just like have an animal that closely resembles or like represents them. Because like some
Mhm.
animals have like characteristics that are like we put human characteristics in like animals, and some people would like relate to that
Mhm.
characteristics that are already given. That's just me explaining what a persona is.
mm,
Like the appeal of it. What is the appeal of it for me?
maybe
Why
it's
do why?
the human desire to pet every living thing on Earth and
The other thing,
be
it's not just like about the what you call this, the animals. Some people just join
Mhm.
the furry community just because of the community, how accepting it is, how like uh how easy to talk with people are in the fandom.
Mhm.
Uh,
In a lot of ways, it's like the brownie community
yeah.
in spirit, at least.
Of course, there's gonna be bad sheeps in here and there, but like some
Yeah,
people just join just for the community.
yeah. I can understand that. pretty, it's pretty, it's pretty fascinating how huge it became
Yeah,
and how it already defined uh, a movement, an art movement. Not in the same way as like, ooh, and something we're deconstructing something about art. No, it's just like people just want arts about these, and they relate to these types of art, and that's what art is. It's just you. Excuse me. It it affects you in a way emotionally, and yeah, it's kind of weird. Not a lot of people see it as such,
yeah,
as like way back in the old times. We have the Renaissance period.
yeah.
That was an art movement, and then we had Cubism. That is also an art movement, and then here we have furries, which is also an art movement, and it's legit, and people will study it in the future in universities.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I really believe that
I can actually see.
'cause
Yeah,
it's
it's a movement, art movement.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people draw for animals, anthropomorphic animals.
yeah.
It really is a movement. I
Now,
just realized that. Yeah, but like how abundant it is, and like how many people like kind of want to encourage people to do it as well.
yeah,
It's like it's maybe it's some sort of escapism as well, like
maybe.
being an animal, like
Mhm.
or being like because like some people are not comfortable within themselves, but like if they put themselves in
Uh,
these characters, 'cause some people make personas that are like their ideal versions of themselves. So like a lot more confident, a
mhm.
lot more sociable. But even though in real life they're like an introvert, a very anxious person.
Okay, I can understand that more
Yeah,
as as a fantasy fan.
yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. Escapism. It drives a lot of creativity. Escapism does, like fantasy and the furry fandom, and is liking something in general,
Yeah,
but not liking your current situation or current environment. You'll naturally you'll naturally lean toward escapism, whether it's gaming, art, or any other thing, movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, can understand that.
So with the furry fandoms, like this is like an
Mm-hmm.
escapism with that like you share with other people.
Yeah.
Community. Yeah.
Yeah.
It always circles back around community.
Community, and that we share common interests, common escapisms, and fantasies, and that's how you begin a fandom.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's interesting to think about.
Would you ever go visit a furry convention?
Mm. I could just to look at the art, but it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like
More.
the last time we went to a convention, I just went there to actually just try and socialize with people. It's like
Mhm.
instead of like being or like just being in a convention, I just like going to conventions.
Yeah, the feeling of convention is so nice. I like it, and I
Yeah.
miss it so badly. I'm just going to Comic Con. You're seeing these strangers, and they do these art, and you discover more artists,
Yeah.
and yeah, you talk to them. They're very cool. You buy from them, and yeah, they appreciate the support.
Some
the
people
cool
just
stuff.
go to those conventions just to like meet friends. That's why I went to like
Yeah.
Comic Con with you guys.
Yeah,
I just want to
same.
meet friends. Yeah,
I wanna meet my friends. You know, you, Mabi, and the others.
my boy, you my boy.
My little boy.
It's not my boy. Not my boy. I don't know where that's from.
And yeah, there's
Well,
there's virtual conventions now, but it's not the same. The vibe is not the
It's not
same.
the same. You can't physically touch people. Like
Mhm.
maybe not touch people.
Not that you will touch people.
Oh, I can feel you.
They,
You're real. Oh, you're not just the internet. You're actually real.
you're flesh and blood. You're not a catfish.
You're really there. Are you really my friend? No.
Yeah. You really like me? Sugoi.
Okay, that's it.
Sugoi desu.
I didn't even buy anything from Comic Con. So some small stuff.
You didn't?
No,
I
not that
always
much,
buy
yeah.
stuff from Comic Con. I collect comics, but I find that I don't read most of them. I just like collecting them. maybe they'd increase in value in the future, but right now I like it. I like the look of them in my shelf.
Maybe. I mean,
And the
comics are
art, I
just
love-
like something to go back to. You don't need to actually immediately just start reading them.
And they look
unless,
pretty. They look pretty.
unless you're like really invested in like the story, like how
Mm-hmm.
some like just one-off, some are just like really good stories that you want to follow.
It's hard to invest in stories in my experience, especially in the new stories. Like I have to be recommended to at least, even if it's recommended, I usually don't invest yet.
Same.
I only
we're on
invest
the
if it's
same.
like a long time, and then I invest on it emotionally. But like one-offs and comics, sometimes I just buy it for the art, and I love
That's
the
true,
art.
Yeah. It's like some people you just want to support their art. If their art looks good, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Even though the story isn't that interesting and
Yeah.
like in paper, but like if it's good, if the art's good,
the art's
I'm gonna fucking
good,
buy it.
I'll buy it.
Gimme.
Yeah, I mean we're artists, we're not writers. It's natural. It's normal.
What do you mean? You're a really good writer.
No, I'm not. I've never written anything good in my life.
You're good at like creating concepts, creating story.
Yeah, I'm still
Which
working on
segues to like
executing it.
our next topic, which is like D&D.
No, I knew it. And, yeah, that's such an obvious segue.
Yeah, it's an obvious segue. Like it works. I mean, that's true.
It works.
For those who don't know, because like Jod right now actually DMs like a campaign
and
that we're playing. It's every like Sunday. Just recently joined it. Like you're really good at storytelling.
yeah, I'm come to realize that I really love I really love D&D. Like I love it before,
Yeah.
but only recently do I love it. Like I love running it. I love playing it. I love it.
You
I
love,
love running
yeah.
D&D. It's just, because before, in the old times, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was it 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Yeah, my first campaign was 4 years ago. Oh,
Nice.
dude,
Oh, like
my first
your
and
own campaign that you DM'd, or
yeah,
like a campaign that
yeah.
you joined?
It only lasted for 5 months. I mean 5 months, 5 sessions,
Hmm.
and only not even 2 months. And I had the anxiety was so, yeah, it was intense that it was hard for me to love it at first.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I joined as a player, and I didn't love it as much,
Yeah.
mainly because I was a bad player. I did not recognize table etiquette at all.
Yeah.
But and yeah, but now that I'm a mature uh, RPG gamer, I've really come to love it. I really enjoy. I enjoy it more than drawing now.
Yeah.
Because
Well, the one thing about D&D, it's like a big, it's like a lot of content to it. Like
yeah,
you think something that doesn't exist, it probably exists in like D&D, or you can make it
Yeah.
exist. It's fantasy. You can make anything.
exactly.
You can make any
anything.
combination and like any story that you want,
Yeah.
as
And
long
then
as it
once
aligns with like what the DM wants.
Yeah, and once you get the hang of it, you got the muscles to make your own adventures, to make your own sessions,
Yeah.
and you see how the players react, and they're very invested, and like there's no other feeling like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're like they're really like engaging, like, oh, what do we do? This is gonna happen. Yeah, I made it up. I made this problem for you. You're gonna fix it. And they're fixing it, and like, oh, you're fixing it. Yes, I did not expect you to fix it, but now you fixed it. I love it. It's so good. It felt so good.
Is D&D more on storytelling or improv, or is it both? Yeah, maybe it's both.
It's not really as a DM, you're not really the one telling the story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah.
you're the one making the conflict. You're the one making the obstacles for the players, and the players are the storytellers. They're the ones who decide what happens in your story or not.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, you make the villain. You make the one that prevents them from doing what they want, and then yeah, bing bang boom, they overcome the obstacles and the villain, and you have a memorable story.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative storytelling game in which none of us really know what's going to happen, and that's the fun of it.
Yeah, there's like compared to like other games where like you know how it's gonna end, it's gonna be spoiled.
Mhm.
You can never be spoiled in D&D.
Yeah, because
The story
you can never
goes along the way.
Yeah, you can never expect what will happen. Like 1 minute you're progressing the story, and the players know what you're supposed to do. You're planning to go on this adventure, and then the next thing you know, your players are talking to some alcoholic librarian because he inherited the library from his father, but then his father died, so he is using the money that he earns by booze, and now the players are helping him sober up, and that just happened randomly, like 3 weeks ago, 3 sessions ago.
I was gonna say, was that something you created now, or was that the thing that happened before?
No, it happened. It
happened.
it really happened, because I have this in Roll20.
Yeah.
There's this automatic tables and some maths, and I generated this character that my players didn't know about. They don't know if I'm generating it or if I planned it. Ooh, that's the mystery. And so I generated this librarian because the players are in the library, and they're learning more about the enemy and the current events of the world. And then I generated this librarian, and in the descriptions, it said that he had noticeable clothes and that he is very grumpy.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what kind of clothes would be distinct for him? Okay, his clothes is that he is in rags, but he's a librarian. Why is he in rags? Then maybe he spent all his money not to take care of himself, but to satisfy his addiction. So now he's a drunkard, an alcoholic librarian
Yeah.
who inherited it from his father, and that just grew from there, and it's very fun.
One thing about D&D is like you have a character that's right there. Either player engage with it or not.
And the more they engage, the more I build up on their story, and
Yeah.
then it's just this collaborative thing, and this really wacky situation.
It's a game of choice, kind of.
Yeah, it's a game of choice and creativity, and doing fun things, doing cool things.
The only reason I like D&D because of you.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm invested
I really want
now.
you to experience. I really want you to experience a campaign with me. But yeah, I'm very hyped for you to experience D&D again, with
Yeah.
my style.
With you
You love
playing beside you, or like you.
Nah, playing
Gaming.
as a DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, next
I
week.
like to have
this Sunday. Yeah, let's fucking
this
go.
Sunday. Yeah, there's gonna be new developments to the story.
Ryan is about to end though. I'm just like a lead character to it.
Yeah. But it's so. Yeah, you won't get to experience the more of the RP side.
Oh, that's
And
fine.
the late games are more combat because it's the final battle, the final boss.
Like I kind of like the combat is interesting enough for me. Like I like I like doing like a little bit of commentary when I'm playing D&D. The one thing I noticed by playing like during the session last week, one thing I noticed about me, I like doing like a little bit of commentary to it, like it's like small things here and there.
Yeah, small comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal.
Um,
I really hope yeah, the other players are having fun with my campaign as it's starting to end.
they probably are. They most likely
Yeah.
are.
I just love D&D now. It's so fun making up these encounters and adventures. And I want to keep doing it. I want to keep doing it,
I
man.
mean, it's fun, of course.
It is
Keep
fun.
doing it until you're sick of it.
Yeah. I'll probably get sick of it when I am 30. But yeah, there are some days that I am sick of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why
Like,
you need a break sometimes.
Yeah, last December, I think I got burnout from planning D&D.
Yeah.
So we took a little break, and then I love it again.
Is that where you added like the 1 week break? Only
Yeah, that's when I added the 1 week break.
yeah.
Because before that, we were just playing every week,
Yeah.
and it kind of burnt me out. So 1 week break is good. I really like it. It sucks if you're in a break and you want to play, but
Yeah.
in the long run, it's healthy.
That's true.
Oh yeah, but for those listening, I my schedule for D&D is 3 sessions a month and 1 week break. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's every Sunday.
Yeah, every Sunday, 3 Sundays a week.
Watch now on twitch.tv/
No, we don't have a stream.
Yeah, no.
I'm not comfortable enough to do D&D with the stream, but I think I could. I think I would probably sometime in the future when I'm very comfortable. Because I just got comfortable DMing recently, like last 2020 on this campaign. That's when when I finally figured it out and it all clicked. And that's when I started loving it again. Because now I know how it works. I know the intricacies of DMing. And it's fun.
What is your goal as a DM? How good of a DM do you want to be in the future?
Really, I want to be a I want to be a great game master.
Be as
So
good
I
as
want to know how
Matthew
to be
Mercer.
a great GM. Probably not as good as that. That's too high.
It's too high. It's too high. Matthew
It's too
Mercer
high, man.
He's up there. It's like he's God.
Maybe as good
Grandmaster.
as maybe as good as Guy from How to Be a Great GM or Matt Colville. Some of the GMs that I know, or Dungeon Coach. I follow a lot of YouTube D&D YouTubers.
Speaking of which, I kind of want to start watching Critical Role.
Ooh, you started watching?
I kind of want to start like I have like the video open earlier. I was gonna like listen to it while actually drawing. Also,
it's good for drawing.
Yeah. Also, you're right. I was gonna plan to actually draw while doing the podcast. It seems like that didn't happen.
Yeah, you never do.
I just focus on talking.
Yeah, and just lying down here talking about my thoughts, like again, like therapy, and just gushing over D&D.
Yeah,
D&D is so fun.
This is why this is a good format for the podcast. You know, just like talking about something.
Just talking
whatever
about
we want.
Actually, speaking of D&D, I actually have a new notebook that I just got from Shopee today, and I'm really happy to use it. It's a grid notebook, and I've never had a grid notebook before, or at least not for D&D. I'd never had.
Yeah.
So I'm so hyped with this. I already have ideas in my notebook right now of dungeons and adventure concepts, and I really want to share it, but I won't.
I don't want to spoil things, so I won't. I'm not gonna share it.
Share it.
No,
It's just
no,
very
no.
secret, but it's cool. I like this.
Do you like writing things down? Or do you like typing it down?
Like adventures and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I write down like the basics of it. I don't make a novel. I just make I follow the advice of How to Be a Great GM. He calls it the sentence.
Sentence.
Yeah, the sentence, and it's the basis of all forms of storytelling. And the sentence is: someone wants something badly and is having difficulty getting it.
Yeah.
And all stories follow that format. And it's very difficult to find a story without that format, or at least a good story without that format. Someone wants something and is having difficulty getting it. That someone can be the hero, or it could be the villain. In D&D, it's most likely the villain, but sometimes it can be the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
And
they're like. That's like their goal, I guess, to keep them moving.
And they want something badly. Sometimes they want it badly at a certain time.
Yeah.
Or at a certain place or date, but they're having difficulty getting it. Like think of a movie right now. Give me one movie.
What movie?
Maybe a movie that I know, hopefully.
John Wick.
John Wick. John Wick wants to kill the son of a mob boss, but the mob boss is very powerful and has many guards guarding his son.
I can see it as a D&D campaign.
Yeah, that's the sentence. Or it could be that the mob boss wants to protect his son, but John Wick, the deadliest hitman, is after his son. So it can go both ways.
Yeah.
Either the hero or the villain. Sometimes it's mostly the villain. Sometimes it's mostly the hero. Yeah.
I wonder if you can make a D&D story without a villain.
Yeah, you could make a D&D story without a villain as a character, but the villain would be either the environment, or it could be
you.
Yeah, the character. That's more of a very high level role playing right there. Or it could just be a an obstacle. Like, oh, you want to go in this train? Well, you need a ticket. You don't have money? Well, too bad. So that's your problem.
Yeah,
That's what you have to overcome. You want to go into the train, but you don't have money. How do you solve that? Roll for initiative. Yeah, that's basically what it is, and that's the basis of storytelling.
How
And I love it.
how far like have you gone for on D&D? Like what level was your max?
5 only.
5, yeah.
Yeah, 1 to 5. It's a very low tier adventure, and I like it. I like it low tier because it's grittier, and it feels more like the little things count.
Yeah. I mean, because
Yeah.
every time
I have.
it's like playing a new game, like starting every time instead of like everything is new.
Yeah.
You sometimes
And
don't know
I'd
what
like
to do.
to-
And you're kind of limited
like
on your
s-
resources and your powers.
Yeah, and I play D&D with a lot of people who are new to D&D, so I like starting at level 1 so they can get a hang of the rules first before
Yeah.
they discover more of their powers. And yeah, I haven't tried playing, at least running D&D in higher levels. The most I played is until level 10
Yeah.
as a player, but more than that I don't think I have experience. I'm scared of I'm scared of higher level play.
Yeah. The
It's
risk is
now-
higher as well.
Yeah, there's this guy, and you have to compensate for the strength of the party because they're so powerful now.
Yeah.
But you don't want to kill them. You don't want to give them a Tarask, which is every D&D joke ever. Like, oh, just give them a Tarask. Oh, funny. Oh, let's put in a Tarask, because a Tarask is the deadliest creature in the game.
How far have like Matthew Mercer's party gone? Did they?
I don't know, man. I haven't been watching Critical Role a lot.
Oh, you're not a true
Yeah, but
fan. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but I'm aware that Matt has already finished one campaign, or at least many campaigns, but the Critical Role campaign 1 has come and gone,
Yeah.
and campaign 2 is still ongoing with 100 plus episodes already, and they're now at level 12, I think.
Holy
13?
heck, 100 and 3 hours each.
4.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
That's
think I could
D&D.
finish that.
Yeah, neither will I. Neither can I. Yeah, a lot of people do, and I can't. I don't have the even a lot of D&D YouTubers can't finish it because it's just we're too busy. We can't finish everything.
That's the only thing about D&D. Like, if you want to record it, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be long.
Yeah,
It's never
it's
gonna
hard
be
to
short.
be invested in a D&D podcast, at least for me,
Yeah.
because it's just so long. The format is just so long, and
Yeah.
I can't experience it. I'm not like playing the game, I'm just watching it, so I don't know how it feels just watching them do it
Yeah.
without visuals. So it's hard to be invested in a D&D show or podcast unless the presentation is just top notch, and I think that's what
Matthew
makes
Mercer.
yeah, Matt Mercer and Dimension 20 good. You've heard of it, Dimension 20?
I
With,
think like familiar, but no, I forgot.
Yeah, it's also one of the most popular D&D shows. It's not as long as 3 hours though, so it's okay. I think it's about 30 minutes, 1 hour. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I haven't really watched it, but I've watched the first episode, and the presentation is amazing.
Oh, they mentioned 20, like
Yeah, with
college
Brennan
humor.
Lee Mulligan. Yeah, it's great. He really the show is really, it's more attractive, I guess is the word, because it's not the whole game,
Yeah.
but it's the game, but it's cut into, it's edited to make it feel more what's the word, cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing they got going, and it's not that long. It's like a normal show. Brennan Lee Mulligan is a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good DM.
It's good.
I want to be like him too.
I'm gonna watch one of his episodes.
That's more binge friendly than Critical Role with 4 hours.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think they know that. That's why they kind of just like cut it down to like 1.5 hour episodes.
How many episodes did it? Like 20 plus only per season.
Cool.
And there's a different theme each season or a different story. But I haven't been following as much, so I'll check it out sometime.
Yeah.
What's the limit of our podcast?
What's
time
our
limit of our podcast?
I don't
It's
know.
already been an hour, and I think I should leave soon because it's already 10.
How are you gonna leave? So I gotta sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I try to sleep early.
Guess I'll save all of these other
For next
topics for the
time.
next podcast. There's like a few
Yeah.
things I have still. But that was
We
it.
can talk about
was a good-
whales next time.
That was like a really good like episode to
Yeah.
actually get back on. So it feels a lot more comfortable. It's like a therapy session.
It's more comfy. I like it.
We're
Comfy podcast.
it just took 3 years before we got here. 3 years.
Yeah, I've been avoiding this for a long time.
Better,
And I
better
probably
make it
will
count.
still avoid it.
I'm still
Yeah.
quite curious what we're gonna name this podcast.
Yeah, I was
Like
thinking the same thing.
change.
What's the name? Maybe if we have viewers,
Yeah.
maybe they can suggest a name for this podcast. But now it's just podcast. Period.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thank you guys if whoever listening to this, right now. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
listening.
Thanks for listening to this long train of thoughts, trains of thought, a station of thoughts, and we have engineers for days, and we could keep this train chugging, but
That's
we can't.
that's our name of our podcast. The Train of Thoughts.
The trains of thoughts.
Trains of Thoughts.
That seems a bit too generic. I think someone has already did that.
Who cares? Podcast names are generic.
Podcasts are generic and boring.
Yeah. I mean, like, doesn't need to be like a quirky name. It just needs to be like,
A name.
that's the name of the podcast. Oh, okay. I've been listening to this podcast named like Train of Thoughts. It's good. They have
Train of
good trains of thoughts.
Yeah, we talk about trains and locomotives.
No. They're not talk. They don't talk about trains. There's a train of thoughts.
Did you know that the Japanese bullet train can go over more than 2 miles per hour?
What?
More
I thought it
than
was at
3
least
miles per hour.
3 miles per hour. At least.
No, even more than that. Maybe 5 miles per hour. Even
Oh.
more.
Oh. Okay, I think we should finish it here.
Alright.
We need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, again, thank you guys so much for listening to this.
See
Like
ya.
unnamed podcast yet. We're gonna rename it. Like
Think about it.
I was the fox. This horse.
Something about a fish. Yeah.
Something
We'll
about
think
fish.
about we've been thinking about the name for 3 years now.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Hope you listen to
Bye.
our next episode.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.